got an itch I can't scratch, I'm missing a piece that completes a whole part of me, an open wound scar to see. Everybody come here, gather round, welcome to the freak show, the best in town. What the hell's wrong with me? I don't get along with anybody, honestly. I've been living in my own head constantly, thoughts jumbled round, think I need a new lobotomy. Wait, all these thoughts are too negative, I don't wanna get lost in the sedative. Gotta show them what I got, I'm competitive. You know I'm about to go off, I won't let them win, I'll take a stab. I wanna chase a bag, I wanna weigh, I can change all the things I lack. I gotta face the facts, I got a taste in that. Got me obsessed with the rest, I got an itch to scratch. I'll give up everything.
Well, it's strength training day. It's really warm. I left the house, the truck said 38 degrees. It hasn't snowed almost all the month of January and February so far. It's been relatively cold, but since it hasn't snowed, that means the trail and the track is amazing. There's nothing more amazing than smooth, compact snow trails. With the warmer temperatures today though, it's a little soft, so it's going to make my strength running just a little bit more challenging in a good way, where I'm going to kind of spin out just a little bit and have to work just a little bit harder. Think about a layer of 2-inch sand on top of firm hard pack snow. Like I mentioned, today's strength training, we're going to dive into how you can strength train while you're out running and cover the difference between building strength and building strength endurance, which is a huge distinction. The shoe that gets the call today is the Innovate X Talon 212. 8mm lugs, perfect for snow running. The traction just bites into the snow. No need for crampons, no need for yak tracks. Perfect natural running. You may have noticed in the last few uploads, I'm focusing on ultra training and what might be taking place during your base building phase or early season. So that's what we're going to touch on today. The difference between building strength and maybe making a mistake of doing strength endurance early in the season when you might be confusing it as achieving strength. The key takeaway here is for you to be aware by the end of this video as to whether you're truly achieving strength training or maybe doing more strength endurance, which should come later. All right, today I'm on one of my favorite trails. There's a lot of rolling sections, and that comes at the beginning and at the end. And now I'm entering what I'm hoping to be about 1,000-foot steady climb. We'll see how the trail conditions go, but right now it's perfect and should get better as I go higher because it'll get colder. And so what I'm doing today is I'm strength running, meaning my execution of the workout today is every short hill, I'm running moderately fast to fast up that hill and stopping for recovery, and then running easy downhill with a good focus on foot strength and foot strike. The key with this is that I need to run the hills, the uphills, much faster than what would be a normal steady effort where I wouldn't need recovery on the downhill. If I don't need recovery on the downhill, I'm not running uphill fast enough for this workout, for strength. And that's the key, because I need that recovery. We need to make the uphills much, much shorter and much, much faster than what you're normally used to doing on a steady run, where you're running up and then immediately going back downhill. So again, if I don't need recovery on the downhill, my uphill's not fast enough. For these short uphills, I really want to feel it in the legs. I want to need that recovery at the top. Stop recovery and then run easy back downhill. So it's nice, I can do these little chats in my rest interval. So let's take this example into the gym and you're doing weight training. Early season, true strength training consists of repetitions that are anywhere from 3 to 5 reps, no more. So they're relatively heavy weights, 3 to 5 reps. That would be a true typical strength type of weight workout. And we're just using this as an example and how it translates to running. So if that's strength in the gym, strength endurance might be anywhere from maybe 10 to 15 reps at a moderate weight. An endurance type of strength workout might be 20 to 40 reps at a much lighter weight. So you can see when we're talking about strength, the effort is short and relatively hard. And that's what we're trying to accomplish, or that's what I'm trying to accomplish today on my strength run. And that's what strength is. Many runners morph this into what would be strength endurance, where they're doing much longer efforts without any rest, which again is strength endurance, which is very important, especially with ultra running, with any distance running. But that comes later in the program once we have developed strength. And this is how you get better. My glasses are fogging up. But if we back up and during our foundation, our base building stage, and develop strength of workouts much shorter, much harder, we're improving our ability, we're improving our strength, and then we can take that into strength endurance and layer on that strength with endurance to skyrocket your ability. And that's how the sequence works. So when we're talking about strength workouts in running, I mentioned in the weight room, that's maybe 3 to 5 reps. How does that equate to outside intervals, for example? That might mean 30 seconds to 2-minute hill repeats. No longer, okay? Anything longer than about 2 minutes, it's gonna become more of a strength endurance workout. That again is important, that comes a little bit later. But early season base building, to improve your ability, to improve your strength, we need to keep them between 30 seconds and 2 minutes type of effort. And this is no different than speed workouts. Steep and slippery. So ask yourself, be honest with yourself. When you go out for a moderately hard long run, are you needing to get rest intervals in between those efforts? Or is it just a steady effort where you're not really slowing down? Okay, be honest with yourself. To get true strength early season, the effort must be short enough and hard enough where you need to really slow down, or in my case, stopping and get a little bit of rest and then beginning to run a little easier. Or with this rolling terrain, I'm focusing on another form of strength training where I'm able to run down very easy, focusing on my foot strike, focusing on my form. Even though it's easy, that's great eccentric strength work. Pushing up the hill. Now, nice and easy, good foot strike. Recovery. Got a short little popper, and I'm gonna go again. Let the terrain help you. There's my top. And I'm gonna get a little bit more recovery because I didn't get very much on that last one. React to the terrain. This is what you're gonna have to do in a race anyways. Whoa, off the runway. Temperature's just so warm. I was hoping we'd run into some moose, or they might be out and about, not hunkering down in the cold. But we'll see. All right. 650 feet of climbing so far, 2.3 miles. And this is gonna continue to be a steady climb now. So up to this point, it's been a lot of rolling. Like I mentioned, this has not been a steady effort. This has been hard rest based on the terrain. I'm kind of reacting to the terrain. The terrain is the coach today. Now that I'm starting a steady effort, I could morph into running this steady, and how this would change the strength workout. For me to keep it endurance for early season, I would have to run it very, very easy, almost as easy as I can. Or it might morph into a strength endurance run if I'm not aware, and if I start to run it too moderate. Okay, and I don't want that right now. I want to keep it strength. So even though it's a steady climb, I'm gonna do more of a fartlek type of workout now. So I'll get 60 seconds fairly fast, and then get maybe 60 seconds to 2 minutes recovery based on how I'm feeling and based on the terrain. So this is how it remains a strength workout. Something interesting is happening. I mentioned how it's so warm and that the conditions might be a little slick. They're not firming up, and it's remaining slick. And because the grade's kicking up a little bit, I'm not able to run very hard. So I'm gonna abort this part of the workout, this strength workout, and finish up the climb as easy as I can. So now it becomes endurance. If I was to fight this condition, I would morph into just a moderately steady effort, which I want to avoid right now. Just nice. Zone 2, zone 3, conversational pace. Nice quick cadence. Now it's endurance. Now it's appropriate versus pushing it. This is where I gotta stay honest with myself. Keep running off the trail. But I gotta stay patient. I can't let myself go too hard. Remember, an elite runner is a smart runner. They understand the purpose. Okay, I had a good section there where I was able to hit a steep hill pretty good. So I went harder, but to be smart, sticking with the nature of the workout today, I had to stop and get recovery. I can't maintain what I was doing because, again, that would morph into strength endurance. So what happens when we're not smart, we're not patient, and we do too much strength endurance workouts too early in the season? Well, one, we don't get any better, we don't get any stronger. Secondly, we might get fit, we might feel good, but how often have you felt this happen to you where early season you get really psyched, you do a lot of strength endurance, you start feeling really good, you do more, and all of a sudden you're peaking 2 months before your race. And then you start seeing plateaus. And then what do? You start seeing plateaus, you do even more and then more and more. More is better, right? No, better is better. This is how we dig a big hole when we're hitting a plateau. We get frustrated. We were going really well. Hey, I was getting really fit. Times are coming down. And then going off the trail. Then all of a sudden, you stop improving. The most common thing we do is do more of what was working before, but that just continues to dig the hole. Speaking of the hole, there's Jackson Hole, the elk refuge. Over in the clouds, the Teton Range. Let's keep climbing. Where's the light? There's the light. All right, we talked about a plateau. This is a common mistake for actually pro ultra runners who, based on sponsorship, they have to race throughout the year. So they may have a couple races early season that they might not be their A or B race, but they want to be relatively fit. And so because they need to be ready relatively soon, let's say the race is in March and they start training in January, they start doing more strength endurance to get them ready. Maybe it's more psychologically ready. And this can do the two things that I talked about earlier. It can either lead to a plateau after that race when they should be continuing to escalate and periodize their training and doing more and more strength endurance, but they missed the strength early season because they focused so much on strength endurance to get ready for those early season races. So it leads to a plateau, it leads to burnout, and for them, it diminishes their performance, just like everybody, okay? So really start critiquing what you're reading about all the pro circuit, the pro athletes out there and what they're doing. All right, you can see getting towards the divide, out of the trees, it's wind blown, and I might just get up enough to check out. I don't know, it's pretty junky. Right up there is the divide. This is probably the highest I've gotten in February in a long time because of low snow levels and the trail being able to pack out enough, even though it got junky. So time for the descent, but I'm gonna end it here. Okay, I've kept you long enough. Where's the light? Here's the light. All right, so I told you I'd keep you, it's windy, get back into the trees. So I told you I'd kind of keep you updated on Born to Run 2, like I mentioned previous videos. I'm co-authoring Born to Run 2 with Christopher McDougall. And today, man, it's slippery. I'm glad I turned around. And it's windy. So something exciting for one of our fun chapters is we're talking about how to incorporate music as a form of training your cadence, and then also the importance or lack thereof, or how we can integrate music into our running, and if we should incorporate music into our running or not. And so we're interviewing Rick Rubin, famed music producer. If you're not familiar with Rick Rubin, do the Google thing, but I won't do it justice. He essentially pioneered a hip-hop movement back in the mid-'80s. Produced bands such as the Beastie Boys, LL Cool J, and the like, and just really got trees falling, everything. He really pioneered hip-hop and has worked with so many great bands. So we're interviewing him to talk about music and running, and to pop the question to him: does he run with music or not? What do you think? Put it down in the comment box. Let me hear your vote. Yes, does he run with music? Or no, does he not run with music? My vote, I don't think he runs with music. Descent. Thanks for watching.